friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I am in New York City in my hostel where I'll be staying for the next 2 nights. And I'm so thankful because it's not even 8 o'clock. I don't know what time it is. My watch has died. It's just about 8 o'clock probably. I got here a little before 6:30, but taking the trains, and then I had to walk about 4 blocks to get here. Check-in time is not until 4, but nobody else is here yet. The room had been cleaned. She let me check in early. I'm so excited because I'm laying down to take a nap. Guys, I took a night bus. And I did not bust out my headphones and try to listen to anything because it was so uncomfortable. I probably should have. I barely slept. For those of you who've seen Harry Potter, it felt like the night bus on Harry Potter. Crazy kooky driver singing to himself in Chinese, bless his heart, trying to keep himself awake. We did an extra stop because I think he was getting tired, but we still made it in such good time. He was flying, and it was not a smooth sailing ride. My first seat that I sat in, the seat reclined automatically. It didn't stay in an upright position, so I couldn't lean back because there was somebody behind me, and I'm not going to recline like on that person because it didn't stop. It just kept reclining. Like, oh my gosh. So as soon as we stopped in DC to pick up more people and let people off, I switched to another seat closer to the front because it's always good as a single lady to sit close to the front. So I sat close to the front next to another woman, and it was fine. We got here safely, but it was an adventure, which is, I think, going to be the theme of this weekend, adventure. But I'm now going to brush my teeth and charge all my things, plug in all the things so that I can go out in a little bit and then lay down and take a little power nap. I'm so excited. Today, I'm getting together with my brother Joshua around 2:33 whenever he gets back from picking up his kiddo from school. So until then, I'm going to go to Roosevelt Island, which is where Blackwell's insane asylum used to be. Nellie Bly was a reporter that went to Blackwell's. Blackwell's doesn't exist anymore, but now it's like a park, and there are some historic things on the island, but it's just a nice place to go and walk. And it's something that I've never done, and you can take a little tram across the river and get some good views and photos and stuff. So I'm really excited to try that. Today is day 75 of my 75 medium challenge that I gave myself. So today is the last day. So I'm going to eat good today. But then tomorrow, let me tell you, I'm getting a New York bagel and I'm having pizza. Because how can you be in New York and not have pizza and a bagel? So tomorrow it will be my celebration day officially. So today I'm going to do something still healthy. I'll find a salad or something relatively healthy. I don't know how exactly healthy I'll be, but I'm going to try because I want to finish strong. So I didn't get any reading done on the bus as I had hoped, but I should be able to today once I get a little rest and feel a little bit more confident. I just was a little anxious and a little nervous about how all of that was going to go. I don't know what I packed, if I have everything, but thankfully this place is pretty decent. I didn't have a lock. Each person has a locker for their things, and they lend you one at the desk if you don't have your own. So I can lock up my bags when I'm not here because there are 3 other beds. 1, 2, 3. And she did say that there is somebody else coming. So I don't know if it'll just be 2 of us or if it'll be a group of people. I don't know. So we shall see, and I'll bring you along for the journey. I already took the subway. Like, I'm fine with subways, and thankfully the MTA has a nice app now, which you can put in where you're going, and it tells you how far you need to walk, and then get on this subway, ride it for 7 stops, and then get off and transfer to this subway. It like details it for you, which is super helpful. But I've learned, take a picture of it. Once you figure it out, before you lose your Wi-Fi, take a picture of it. Because in some of the subways, they don't have the Wi-Fi. So anyways, I made it. I'm here. And now I need to plug in all the things to charge up and then take a snoozer. Right. I just sat down for a minute. I'm walking part of the loop on Roosevelt Island. I just took a tram across the bridge, which I'll show you in a second. But I sat on this bench. Look at this little thing here. Had to walk here holding hands. Aw. I love that. That's so sweet. But I'm going to show you the view that I'm actually looking at. you ever just wanted like a big city view, there's Manhattan, Lower Manhattan. And this works its way up to Midtown. There's the Queensboro Bridge, and the tram is on the other side of the bridge, which I think I showed you a little bit. Yeah, it's a beautiful day for a nice long walk around whatever this island is, Roosevelt Island. So nice. Suppose I should actually put in a headphone while I'm walking and start reading a little bit this weekend, since I'm not sure how much time I'm actually going to have, but I have a couple hours now until I see my brother. So the book that I'm listening to is The Swifts, because it is also one of my Patreon book club books this month, and I just started it yesterday. So I have a ways to go. I've kind of set myself up to not really like it, honestly. I don't know why. I think I've just heard from a few people that didn't love it, and it's not exactly what I'm in the mood to read right now, but I need to read it for book club. So I've kind of double whammied it. Like, I'm not sure I'm gonna actually like it. Someone told me that they didn't really like any of the characters, and that is like a big part of me enjoying a book, is liking at least somebody, having someone to root for. So we'll see. I'm only a couple chapters in, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to that while I walk on this beautiful day in New York City. I'm at the southern tip of the island. Manhattan on this side, Bridge, Brooklyn on this side. Brooklyn, and then if I go up to the other end of the island, Queens. So I'm gonna keep walking. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the whole island today, but I am listening to The Swifts, and I'm on chapter 4 or 5, and I don't get the point of it. So I think there's a potential like hidden family treasure that Shenanigan is determined to find, inheritance of some sort. And for years and years, people have been looking for it, and nobody knows where it is, potentially hidden in the house, which has all kinds of secret rooms and hidden things behind paintings and whatnot, that she's creating a map to find all of those secret things. So it's kind of fun, but like, I'm ready for the story to get going a little more. Good morning, friends. It's Saturday and I am in Union Square waiting for Jen to show up. You can maybe see behind me there's like market stalls all the way down and around the corner. So I'm just sitting enjoying the sunshine for a few minutes. It's gonna get kind of hot today, almost 80, I think, 75, 80. So I am excited for a beautiful, another beautiful day in New York City. So good morning. I'm gonna sit here and listen to the Swifts until she gets here. Look who I found!
There we go!
So it's not a very exciting storefront because of all the scaffolding, but there we are, the Strand. Was that one? Cute and cozy bookshop. I kind of like this idea of a slow burn. We'll see. We'll see how many I find elsewhere in the store.
You're gonna leave it and come back?
Yeah. Jen's arms are already
I know.
filled. I have quite a stack here too. Pretty all those books are. We're in the rare books room at the Strand. It feels like a library up here. It's been like loud and loud and loud, and then you come up here and it's like peaceful. The music is lower. People are whispery talking. It's like a different world. Which one are you gonna buy, Jen?
Oh yeah. Which one of the $1,000 books?
I know, they're expensive, some of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to look at though. I'm just resting my legs for a minute, honestly. After all the walking yesterday, I'm like, my legs are tired. Sorry. A little pizza time. Yay! I can't come to New York and be done with my 75-day challenge and not have pizza, right? I had to get some pizza. Classic pepperoni, and I did a chicken bacon ranch. Yum! So we decided to extend our stay and come down and visit the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. So that's one of the towers, was right there where that memorial thing is, right there, waterfall. And then the other one is on the other side of the building, but this is the museum. So we're gonna go and cry our eyes out for an hour or so. Yeah.
Emotional day.
It's gonna be good. So we're done. We've done the museum.
Yes.
We just walked over to Little Chapel, St. Peter's or St.
Paul's.
St.
Yeah,
Paul's
St.
Chapel
Paul's.
across the street, kind of. And yeah, we're all like emotionally drained now. Like both
Yeah,
from
it's-
joy of getting to hang out.
Yes.
And then the emotions of
The museum.
the museum and all those artifacts and memories. And yeah, it was heavy duty, but impactful.
Yes.
It was really good.
A way to like never forget, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's so easy, even though we both lived through it. Like, and me being right across on Staten Island, it's...
Yeah. There's so many aspects to the whole thing too, so it was just really interesting to see like the firsthand accounts and all of the artifacts and like parts of the buildings and
the cars and
everything. Like it was crazy. It was very good. We spent just over 2 hours in there.
Yeah, definitely.
So
it was like 3:30 when we left.
It was worth the money for sure. And it was a good day. Now Jen's headed back to her car to go home.
No.
And I have to find something to entertain myself for a little while. But yeah, I'm really thankful for you to come.
I'm so happy that we got a chance to hang out.
Yay.
We got some book buying. We
had
got lunch, pizza. She had New York pizza.
New York pizza.
Now she's just got to get a bagel tomorrow morning before she goes home.
Absolutely.
New York.
Gotta love New York. And my legs are sore.
Wow.
Oh, man. Guess who's home? Oh my gosh, what a long day. I'm so frizzy. I got up and out of the hostel by 7:30ish this morning, and I didn't film anything today, obviously, until right now, and it's 5:30. But I found a bagel place kind of like on the way to one of the subway stations that I could go to. So I stopped at a bagel place and I got a bagel for breakfast and a bagel for lunch. So I just did one with strawberry cream cheese for breakfast and then a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. And I kind of had like half of each for whatever. I just ate those on the bus, made it to the bus stop on time. The bus was not nearly as adventurous, thankfully, as the night bus was. It was fine. I had a double, like the 2 seats, nobody sat next to me, so I had room to put my bag and kind of spread out a little bit more. It was a lot more comfortable. And I finished listening to Lost Lake by Sarah Addison Allen. That was one of my March TBR, Flip and Roll TBR books. I just love Sarah Addison Allen, and I think I only have one short story by her to read, and then I will have read her to zero. Woohoo! I really liked Lost Lake. I know some people said it's not their favorite of her books, but I enjoyed it for the most part. Like, I'll talk a little bit more about it later. I don't feel like doing it right now. I also finished The Swifts over the weekend, and then today I also finished The Length of a String, which was so good. Not exactly the best book for traveling because I kept kind of falling asleep and then having to go back to a point that I could remember, but I finished that as well. So I did a little bit of reading in my travels today, and then I just walked myself home from the bus stop instead of taking an Uber because it's a mile and a half. I'm like, I've been walking so much this weekend, I can walk the mile and a half home. It wasn't even a mile and a half, I don't think. But my watch is dead, so it didn't get recorded. Boo. I think I can manually enter it though to get my minutes in. Even though I don't technically have to do my minutes anymore. So the bus stop was at a Wawa gas station and I got myself a sub for dinner and this fun refresher drink that I've been slowly drinking on my walk home, which I'm going to eat right now because I have book club with my patrons at 6 and 7 because we had 2 books for March. So we're going to do both of them this evening. Very excited for that. I always love getting to see them face to face, see some of you face to face. That's it. Last night was fun. I got back to the hostel at about 7-ish. I had stopped at a chicken place and just got a chicken sandwich and fries. So I had that for dinner, and then I brought my computer downstairs and I used my complimentary drink coupon that you get for staying there for a hard cider. It was a pineapple hard cider. It was so good. By California Ace, I think was the brand. Yeah, it was delicious. I really enjoyed that. I milked it while I sat and just answered comments for a long time and also uploaded stuff to get this vlog started. And then I was just chilling in my room for a little bit, talking with the girls in there. They're all in their 20s. So I was going up to go to bed around 10 and they were all getting ready to go out. Like, here's the difference, ladies. This is what you have to look forward to. You're getting all ready to go out and I'm putting my PJs on and hopping into bed. Too funny. But they were very sweet girls. I didn't feel like unsafe or, yeah, it was totally fine rooming with them. I mean, you don't really see them very much except just getting into bed, really. I didn't see, because I was up and out before they even were awake because they had been going out in the evenings. So it was fine. It was good. Good time in New York, but I'm gonna go ahead and probably watch some booktube for a few minutes and eat my dinner, because then I have, in half an hour, I've got my book club. So I'm home. I made it safely. It was a fun weekend and I'm kind of tuckered out a little bit as to be expected with all the walking that I did all weekend, but it's good. It was a good time. I only have a couple minutes because I just finished Prairie Lotus discussion and now we're meeting about The Swifts, which was our second book for March. And then I'm going to be joining Lindsay for sprints tonight. I think I'm just going to be in the comments because I feel tired and not sure that I want to be on screen. So I'm just going to be in the comments for Lindsay's Little Library has sprints tonight. I need to also go through my Goodreads and make sure I have everything, because I have this whole stack that I've read plus all of those up there. I just need to make sure everything is in Goodreads as read in the month of March, so I have an accurate count. I feel out of breath, but it's 7 o'clock, so I need to go do my second Zoom of the night. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video because I'm tired. I want to put my PJs on and switch my laundry and go to bed early, but Lindsay is doing sprints, so I'm going to read a little bit before I do all that. I need to switch my laundry anyway. But what I've realized is that I never got on to tell you what I got from the Strand. Besides this adorable tote that's denim, I don't have a tote bag that's denim, and I love this one. It won't be a good work one because it's not big enough to fit my laptop, but I love the size of it and I'm really happy about it. But let me show you what I got at the Strand. And we need to open some of them because I got 2 blind dates with the books because they looked so cute. I'll tell you about those in a minute. But first off, this year I cleared off my Goodreads want to read list at the very beginning of the year, end of December. I cleared it to 0. I just wanted to start fresh for 2025. So I took off like hundreds of books that were on my want to read list, but I remember some of the ones that were on there. And one of the ones that I put on from very early in my booktube days was this one, The First 15 Lives of Harry August by Claire North. This is kind of a sci-fi time travel book about Harry August, who every time he dies starts his life over. No matter what he does or the decisions he makes, every time Harry dies, he always returns to where he began, a child with all the knowledge of a life lived a dozen times before. So he remembers things. Nothing ever changes until now. As Harry nears the end of his 11th life, a little girl appears at his bedside. "I nearly missed you, Dr. August," she says. "I need to send a message." What? So this is a story of what Harry does next and what he did before and how he tries to save a past he cannot change and a future he cannot follow. I still think that sounds phenomenal, and I'm so glad that I finally have this on my shelves to read. And then I have a couple middle grade. This is definitely one that I learned about this year, and then Boom by Lisa Phipps. She's the author of Starfish, which I really loved. This is a book that's also written in verse, just as Starfish is. And Amanda read this year and loved it. And honestly, I don't know anything about it. So I'm not even going to tell you, except that Amanda said, you need to read this book. I think it made her cry. A powerful novel in verse featuring a boy who bravely rides out all the storms that blow his way. That's all it says on the back. No description. I mean, there will be a description here, but I'm not reading that. So I picked up that one. A middle grade fantasy that I've had my eye on for a little while is Anya and the Dragon. This is the first book in a middle grade fantasy series. It was only $5, and so I just grabbed it because I know this has been in and out of my book outlet cart over and over. I've put it in, I take it out. I put it in, I take it out, depending on what I'm deciding to purchase. I don't really know much about it. I don't even remember where I first heard about it, but I'm excited to give that a try at some point. I think that's the last middle grade that I know of. One of the blind dates is a middle grade one. But then I also picked up this Carrie Winfrey rom-com called Very Sincerely Yours. I know the guy character in here is sort of an archetype like Mr. Rogers type character, and the girl is struggling with life. This show has always brought her comfort, so she starts writing letters to the guy, and then he responds. And so they have an email or letter relationship. So a little bit of that You've Got Mail vibes, which I'm here for. Charming and heartwarming new romantic comedy. Excited for that. They continue writing to each other all the while living their lives without meeting. When their worlds collide, they must both let go of their fears and figure out what they truly want and if the future they want includes each other. So I'm excited for that. And I've read another Carrie Winfrey, and I think as far as content, it's not going to get steamy. I'm hopeful for that one. And then the fun part is that we have 2 blind dates of the book. So I'm going to do the middle grade one first. And it has this on the cover. It says, in old New York, 2 girls from different backgrounds work together to keep their magic and find friendship along the way. Fun. And it looks like a kid did that. I think that's fantastic. So let's look together. I wonder if it's going to be something I already have. So there's part of the back. Oh no, that's the front. Oh, good. The Gilded Girl. By Alyssa Coleman. I do not have that. Look how cute that is. The Gilded Girl. Looks like upstairs, downstairs kind of a situation. Is this historical too? Any child can spark magic, but only the elite are allowed to kindle it. Miss Posterity's Academy for Practical Magic is the best kindling school in New York City, and wealthy 12-year-old Emma Harris is accustomed to the best. But when her father dies, leaving her penniless, this is a little princess. This is a little princess retelling. When her father dies, leaving her penniless, Emma is reduced to working off her debts to Miss Posterity alongside Izzy, a fearless servant girl who refuses to let her magic be snuffed out, even if society dictates it must. Emma and Izzy reluctantly form a pact. If Izzy teaches Emma how to survive as a servant, Emma will reveal to Izzy everything she knows about magic. Along the way, they encounter quizzes that literally pop, shy libraries, and talking cats, also known as house dragons. But when another student's kindling goes horribly wrong, revealing magic's fiery dangers, Emma and Izzy must set their differences aside or risk their magic being snuffed out forever. Heartfelt, fast-paced, and utterly absorbing, The Gilded Girl is Alyssa Coleman's sparkling debut novel about determination, spirit, and the magic of friendship. That sounds so lovely. I don't think it's going to be a direct or full-on Little Princess retelling, but the beginning of that sounds definitely like a Little Princess, which I'm here for that. Sounds so good. I'm very happy about that one. Let's hope this one is just as fun. All this one says is a slow burn rom-com set in New York City. Did you see the vibes? Like this one was also set in New York City. So is this one. So I was in New York. I had to pick these 2. Slow burn rom-com set in New York. I'm here for that. I might try to save the front of this one and the picture that's on that one and like keep it in the book. I do have scissors here, so I can do it nicely so that I can cut this part out and put it in the book. Hopefully it's one that I want to read. Maybe that I have never heard of. I don't know. Is it better to have a newer to me one? Okay. Let me cut this part too. I'm not usually so fancy about cutting, unwrapping things, but I want to save that picture. Okay. I've done it. Here's the back. The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. Oh, so she wrote The Spanish Love Deception, which I've heard of. I've not heard of this one. Sometimes love just needs a little inspiration. Rosie has a problem. A few, actually. She just quit her well-paid job to focus on her secret career as a romance writer, only to enter a creative slump. Then the ceiling of her New York apartment literally crumbles on her. She heads to her best friend Lena's empty apartment, not knowing that Lena has already lent the studio to her cousin Lucas, who Rosie has been stalking, for lack of a better word, on Instagram. To Rosie's surprise, Lucas offers to let her stay with him, at least until she can find some affordable contemporary housing. Soon, Rosie discovers that Lucas is intent on coming to her rescue like a Spanish knight in shining armor. Then when he learns that she has writer's block, he starts taking her on these romantic dates to kind of jumpstart her romantic inspiration. Rosie has nothing to lose. Her silly online crush is totally under control, but Lucas's stay in New York has an expiration date, and 6 weeks may not be enough time for either her or her deadline. We'll see about this one. I'm interested enough to want to try it. We'll see how steamy it gets. If you've read this one, let me know if this is a Krista book or not, but it sounds like it could be fun. I'm thrilled about my Strand bookshop adventure extravaganza. So these are the books I hauled from the Strand. Fun. I love a blind date with a book. There's just something so fun about it. Plus, I love my new tote as well. Then as far as reading, I finished The Swifts. This is getting a strong 3 for me. It was fun. It was quirky. It was very creative. Our main character is Shenanigan Swift, and everyone in this family has a name that was chosen from the dictionary. And so a big part of this book is all about identity. We have a gender fluid, I don't remember, character who is neither male or female, they, them pronouns. We also have a big conversation about, does your name define who you are? And then this family, it always has, but does it really? So then there's a mystery when people in the family start dying in very creative and different types of ways. Who's doing it? And they have a big family reunion. So everyone is there in this crazy big house. There's also this lost hidden treasure from an ancestor from a long time ago. They're all kind of eager to become the new matriarch. There's a lot of family dynamics going on. And Shenanigan and her 2 sisters start out fighting and kind of at each other's throats a little bit, but there's a nice arc with their relationship as well. So it was a solid read. I don't feel like it's a series that I'm going to continue. There is a second book out. Maybe a third is coming, but I know there's at least a second one already out. I just feel like this is a one and done for me. I'm fine with that. But it was fun, and there's some really great illustrations in there, but that's all. That's all. As I said earlier on the bus today, I finished reading Lost Lake by Sarah Addison Allen. This is about a mother and a daughter whose the husband had passed away a year before the start of this story. And we start with the mom, the wife, waking up, like coming to out of her grief fog that she had been in for the past year, and realizing that her mother-in-law had kind of taken a little bit more control of their lives out of necessity, because our main character, Kate, she was really struggling during this year of grief, really. But she also has an 11-year-old daughter, and so she and the daughter go to Lost Lake, where Kate went as a child in the summertime, and to go find this great aunt that owns the property. And while there, kind of comes back to herself even more, remembers these times long gone by, decides some things for her future, meets again some of the quirky characters who also are at the lake. The Abby is another kind of main character. She's the one who owns the lake house, or the Lost Lake property, campgrounds. Basically, there's little cabins along the lake. We learn about Abby's story and how she's potentially got to sell the property to a developer and all of that. So we can just kind of follow some of these characters and how they've all come together at the lake. And the daughter has conversations with an imaginary alligator. Or is he imaginary? I don't know. I mean, I do know, but helps direct the events a little bit, these conversations that she has with this alligator. So kind of the magical twist of things that Sarah Addison Allen always has in her books is this alligator who communicates with the young daughter. But it's done in a way that's not strange. I mean, it's a little tiny bit strange, but in a charming way. And just like all of her books, I find this to be very charming. It's getting a 4-star for me. I really, really enjoy Sarah Addison Allen books. I also today finished The Length of a String by Alyssa Brent Wiseman. I'm going to give this one 4 stars 4.5, maybe. I feel like I did this a disservice by trying to listen to this on the bus today because I kept dozing, and then I'd have to rewind the audiobook, go backwards until I got to a point that I remembered. So it felt like it was going very slowly for me. In this book, our main character is Imani, who is a young Black Jewish girl. She was adopted into a family, and she's about 12 years old, 13. She's 13. She's about to have her bat mitzvah, and she's also very, very curious about where she came from. Along the way, she finds a diary of her great aunt, great grandmother, and she starts reading about her great relative's life in Luxembourg and how that person, when she was young, was able to escape and come to America. And so we read the journal entries of this relative, and it helps Imani process and work through some things in her own life as a young Jewish adopted Black girl. And it was really good. It was very, very good how the two storylines worked together. I liked Imani and her friendships. I liked her as a character and the way that she handled things. Not always perfect. Obviously, I liked the mom and the reality of her struggles with Imani growing up, and it just was really good. It didn't make me cry. One letter did make me cry. But I thought it was a fantastic read. I'm definitely glad that I read it. Amanda always gives such good middle grade recommendations, so I'm glad that I read that one. And I think that might be all that I read this weekend, because I was mostly focusing on the Swifts on the way up, and Lost Lake, and I mean, that's a lot of reading for a busy New York City weekend. So I'm pretty pleased with that, and it was just such a good weekend. I definitely need to go to bed a bit early tonight, be ready for a week ahead, but I hope that you enjoyed this little travel-y vlog this time around. I would love to chat with you in the comments about anything that you saw in this video, or any books that I've talked about, or anything from New York City, anything that you want to talk about. Please go give Jen a follow from Pages in Chaos. I love her and was so excited to get to hang out with her this weekend. And if you've made it this far and you don't have anything really to add in the comments, that's totally fine. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to let me know that you were here, just throw an apple, because I was at the Big Apple this weekend, and put an apple in the comments to just let me know that you were here. And that's going to be it for me. I really appreciate you so much for spending some time with me, and I look forward to chatting with you in another video very soon. Bye!